she ended up committing suicide.
How much will it take? How many kids and teenagers are going to have to kill themselves to get the message across? I found the method of self-harm in 6th grade. It was my release from the torture I endured daily. I was punched. I was called vulgar malice names. I was stabbed with pens and pencils, and even got death threats. Just because some kids didn't like me. During my middle school years, at any given time, I would have 200 plus cuts concealed on various parts of my body. Most see cutting as an attention-seeking thing to do. However, I made sure my cuts were covered up, whether I wore long-sleeve shirts, wristbands, or even hoodies, even in 80-plus degree weather. I didn't want people to know how weak I really was. No one ever knew I cut until years later when I had quit and had started sharing my story. I didn't make a big thing of the Amanda Todd event, though it did hurt me greatly. I was once in the same boat of that girl. Not a friend to cry to, estranged through no choice of my own from my family. I was alone. As the text read earlier, I wanted nothing more to die. I wanted nothing more to cease to exist. So with the bullying continuing and the teachers looking into it, I decided to try to take my own life. Luckily, I was dumb enough not to know how to do it correctly, and instead just made myself sick from blood loss. It is thanks to my mother and my grandmother that I am still alive, and that I have kept fighting as long as I have. Moving on to the open letter to the teachers. As students, we are told to come to you when our safety or learning environment is in danger. But 9 times out of 10, when we do come to you, all we get is a simple statement, which is, we, being the school, will look into it. However, with that being said, every single time I heard that statement, I never saw an action being taken. Now, if you're tagged in this video, you are not bad teachers or people. The teachers I have tagged are teachers that have helped me any way they could and as much as they could. But this open letter is one for all teachers, the good ones and the bad ones. My main question, as mentioned at the start of this, how many deaths of students through suicide will it take to re-examine the policies and protocols pertaining to bullying? If this was handled like drugs, guns, etc. in Congress, this wouldn't be an issue. Parents would still have their kids, and schools would still be a place of learning. So, what are you, the teachers, going to do about this? You guys have more power than students, former students. So do something. It's as simple as that. It's up to teachers, the principals, and any other school official to make that change. We're in 2013, y'all. It's time for an epidemic that has killed thousands, if not more, of our youth every year. It's time for it to stop. what most people don't know about me is that since I stopped cutting 4 years ago, not a day has went by that I haven't contemplated cutting again. The stuff that I had to go through in middle school and high school have it's scarred me for probably the rest of my life. I'm 21 now, and I still have flashbacks to that stuff I went through. I still remember it sounds gory, but I have to say this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And this topic has been sugarcoated too many times, and I'm sick of seeing people die from it. Because of the stuff I went through in middle school. I remember one night I was in the bath, and I was trying to think of a better way to say it, but there's not. And like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I had been cutting. I had done about 100 on my arm and about 60 on my leg, as well as I had carved "Help Me" in my upper leg. If people would have seen that, it would have just been a cry for attention. But I kept it to myself and nobody ever knew. With that picture in your head, to any teachers, school officials that see this, help. I'm saying for all the students that you have that are going through what I went through. People often say, it's proving grounds for adulthood. It's a rite of passage. What kind of rite of passage potentially kills your son or daughter? That's all. Goodbye, and thanks for watching.